I've got my flowers laid out in front of me. I'm going to start preparing my roses. So these have already been conditioned. So if you want to be reminded about conditioning, do check back and watch the earlier videos in this series. And what I'm going to do is to strip off all the leaves, the greenery on my roses, more than I would have done just for conditioning them and just being concerned about the ones that were going to be in my bucket of water. As you make your bouquet, you're going to be making it in your hand, and you don't want any greenery to be on the bottom of your stems, which will end up in water. And also you don't want any greenery here at the binding point where you're going to be holding your posy. So you need really to be quite ruthless and take off, you know, practically all of the green. And sometimes I find it easier when I'm using my roses just to take everything off. And florists and flower arrangers call these having clean stems. So they are clean of any side shoots and bits of leaf, and anything that's a bit woodier you can chop away. So those are quite easy to do. If you were using gerbera, the gerbera daisies, they would be really simple to use because they just come as the flower head and the straight stems. It gets slightly more complicated, or more time consuming I should say, when you've got a stem of flowers and it's got different sections coming off. You need to decide how best to break that up to give you as many stems to work with as possible. So what I'm going to do here is to cut off that side stem, leaving me two, and then come back, and I need to decide whether it's worth cutting this side piece off to give myself a third stem, and I think I will. So I've got 3 stems to work with. I will need to pinch off all these leaves, and I'm going to be holding my flowers about here. Now that means this flower here, I'm going to have to sacrifice that stem. It's just going to be in the way when I hold my posy to make it. So it is quite wasteful. Although the end product is an absolutely fantastic posy, you will find that you'll end up with lots of little shoots like this which are wasted. Now of course what you can do is revisit the project where you made your arrangement in a teacup, and you could make a little teacup arrangement again, or go back to week 1, and any longer stems you could put in a straight-sided glass vase using the grid that you've marked out. So this will be fine. I think I need to take these leaves off as well. Leaves off here, and you can see as I'm looking at that, there's been some damage there. The buds come off, and what I will do is cut the whole lot off. So I'm just aiming for everything that's in really perfect condition. And again, there's some buds there that have got no stalks with no heads. I'll go in and trim them off with my scissors. So nothing does go to waste, but you just have to think a little more creatively about how you're going to be using your flowers. So the next stem, I've got these side shoots, pinch those off. Now they might be quite handy as greenery. They've got tiny buds coming out which will never open, but I could use that stem as greenery, as I don't have much greenery in my garden at the moment. The same thing here, take off the bottom 2 leaves. That would be a little bit of greenery rather than the piece of flower. And then I'm left with 2 chunky stems here. Divide that down. So I've got 2 placements. Pull off the bottom leaves. These leaves will be fine. They're just resting above my hand here, and stems below. And then onto this main piece. And again, it's just forking just here. I just feel that I want to be holding my flowers about here. And if you have the 2 flat stems rubbing up against each other, they're going to, one of them is going to fall off and die. So I'm going to go for the stem that's got more flowers on. So sacrifice that bit for another smaller arrangement and keep the long stem there. And then coming back, I've got the very large leaves here, so I'm going to take those off so I can see what I'm working with. And a sort of a V-shaped profile here, so snip that side off there. That flower is just going to be in the wrong place. Snip that off to reuse. Come back. And again, I'm just tempted to think I've got 3 little shoots off there. I'm going to take off the 2 side pieces where the buds are and keep my 1 flower on the top. So from that stem, that bunch of Lisianthus, I've got these stems which are just going to be too small, but I will be able to use them for something else. And then the stems I've prepared, and I'm just going to take a bit more of that green off. I think that's going to get in the way. So the heads at the top and the clean stems at the bottom, so I'll put those with my roses and then move on to my next flower. So onto my yellow and white freesia that smell absolutely glorious. Now these flowers can be not tricky to use, but when you've got the multiple heads all interlocked together, it can be a bit tricky lifting them out. So you will need to do a bit of a shake and a quiver, and don't be too rough with them. And the same thing here, I'm aiming for a round head here, almost like a lollipop here on a long straight stem. Imagine if you were doing a picture of a tree as a child, you sort of do a circle at the top with a stalk, and that's what we're aiming for. So again, these side shoots, I don't need them, but they will be great in a little arrangement, in your teacup arrangement. They will look fantastic. So again, a bit of a shake and a quiver, the scissors. Now here you'll see I'm snipping the side shoots off. I'm not pulling them because the flowers are just too delicate and you don't want to damage the stems. So going through a bit of a shake to get the single stem up, take off the side shoots, and I'm laying them onto my lap just so that they're not getting in the muddle with the materials I've got on the table in front of me. So a bit of a shake there. Oops, not quite sure what's attached to this one. A little bit of a tangle. So just be really delicate with what you're working with. So side shoot off here. Side shoot goes. And just methodically working through. So I'm not rushing this stage. You need to think about this as being all part of the flower arranging pleasure. You're just taking a moment to sit and be, to really look at your flowers, take some time out and just concentrate on it. So don't rush this, don't think this is a chore, don't rush it. Just work through methodically. And if you don't have time to complete the task, all you need to do is put your flowers back into a bucket of water and come back to it. So it may be that you might want to condition your flowers. I'm just taking off the bud here that's drooping. You know, condition your flowers as one activity, leave your flowers to sit, come back and prepare your flowers. So take off all the side shoots. This is quite a kinky stem here. I'm sure that's going to be quite difficult to use later on, but we'll have a go. And then once you've prepared your flowers, you don't need to make your posy straight away. And in fact, you may find it beneficial to take a break, because if you're very tense and intense about getting this project done, you'll find that you need to be quite relaxed. So don't rush it, but you could easily break down the making process into these individual steps so you can come back to your flowers when you know you've got a little bit of time to spend with them to really master the technique. So last few stems there. So on my lap in front of me, I have my freesias already prepared. So you can see that each one is just the flower head with the straight stem coming down. And I've created this sort of lollipop effect. So I shall put those to one side. And then all these little pieces that are left over could go straight in the compost heap. You could put them in a jam jar to enjoy, or as I say, you could remake your teacup and saucer arrangement, or with the longer stems, put them into a straight-sided vase with your tape grid on the top. So I shall finish clearing away and come back with my next flower. The next flower I'm going to add into my little posy are these lovely parrot tulips. Now you will have seen in the last video on arranging flowers in the jug that I took out a couple of these from my finished jug because I discovered they weren't in water. Well, I've put them back into water, recut the stems, and you can see that they have totally revived. And when you remember I held them in my hand, they really were well and truly bent over. And it's the restorative power of a fresh cut and putting them in water and the flowers will revive. Now here I need to work quite carefully because the tulips have really soft stems and I don't want to damage them. It's going to be particularly important as well when I come to tie my posy. And if you're using soft stemmed flowers, particularly in springtime, you'll just need to think about when you tie your posy that you don't tie it so tightly that you cut into your stems. So they can be a tricky flower to use. So perhaps one, if you're a little bit more experienced with making a tied posy, or to make sure that you tuck your tulips into the centre of your arrangement and surround it with flowers and greenery with much woodier stems that will withstand being tied much tighter. And you do need to tie a posy reasonably tightly, otherwise it all falls apart. So those are the parrot tulips, and I shall clear away and come back with my next flower. And here's my epitorium. So the same thing, just being gentle and separating the heads out. This one looks really great. Clean stems at the bottom and the simple head at the top. As I go through, I am going to need to separate out the multi-stemmed varieties. Easily make that into 3 placements. So snip, and then come back to each one and just gently pull off the leaves. Now the leaves do look a bit bedraggled, so I'm taking off quite a few of them. And here I've got a bit of damage on the head there. I'm stuck with this problem again with a stem with 3 heads here, and I just know I want to hold it here and the stems will rub against each other and snap off. So I'm going to be ruthless and cut off the 2 side shoots and just stick with 1 stem there. But of course I have still got these shorter stems I can reuse for another project. This one's also 3 stems, but they're more compact, not quite so deep, so I'm happy with that. So there are my epitorium, all ready and prepared, heads at the top and lovely clean stems underneath, and my shorter stems all ready to be used for another arrangement. I've saved my trickiest flowers till last. There's an awful lot of wastage here because we want this head at the top, this circle, this sort of lollipop effect, that I need to go through and trim off loads of these side shoots. So I have truly got the circle at the top and then the stems coming down. What I don't want is sort of hot air balloon shape, a lozenge shape at the top. So you do have to be really strict with yourself about what you're going to chop off. And also with this chrysanthemum, you'll find the central head of the flower has always been cut off to encourage the bushy growth, so you need to get rid of that as well. So onto my second piece, snip, snip, all the way to the top. So don't get too snip happy with the scissors and cut everything off. Do remember to stop when you get to the top 3 or 4 flowers. Hold it in your hand and just think, is that the right place, or do I need to cut off that piece there as well? I think I need to. And again, the stubby bit of stem in the middle, just to make sure everything's really neat and tidy. This one, I think I'm only going to end up with 2 flowers at the top. I'm taking off all the leaves because the chrysanthemum leaves fade away really quickly and you don't want that to spoil your arrangement. But mixed in with all the other flowers, you're not going to know that they were so far apart. It'll look great when it's finished, but I've got a growing mound of surplus to requirement flowers on the table in front of me, which can be a little disheartening. It seems like you're wasting so much, but they can be used for other projects. I'm getting to the top now, pinching off the last of those straggly leaves, pinching out that central stem there, putting it in my hand. I think the 3 on there will be fine. So there's the chrysanthemums all prepared, and you can see this sort of I want you to get this lollipop look, so round a circle of head and then the straight stems falling down. So I shall put those to one side and then work my way through the stems that can be salvaged, just so that I can make sure they're not put out with the waste, and I can reuse those for another project. So I'll come back in a minute and talk you through what I'm going to do with my greenery.